Hey Malika, my name is Jude Laude, and I'm running for District 202 School Board.
So Jude, one of the concerns in the Evanston community is the achievement gap with African American males. Some people agree with the numbers. Some people say that they're exaggerated. What are your thoughts on African American males at ETHS?
Well, there's clearly there are more and more students coming into District 202 every year that are reading below grade level. This we know, the numbers show us this. But we can't just point fingers. This is a community problem. We really need to look behind the numbers to see what factors are contributing to this. Oftentimes the students are transitioning into the community as immigrants and they've only been in District 65 for a year. So that's limited time for teachers to make significant turnaround outcomes with students within that time frame. We also have students that are struggling with home situations, and at night they don't have a stable environment for them to be able to practice and do homework. So we need to support families that are facing these types of situations. Also, we do need to look at instruction. We need to have a good understanding and have a clear vision and definition of what literacy looks like for us. A clear definition of this. All students must be taught literacy at their instructional level. Oftentimes, teachers do not have the expertise in literacy to be able to teach these students who are underperforming or struggling readers. We must also have literacy experts, hire literacy experts that can come in and coach teachers that don't have the skills to help them to develop practices and learn new practices in order to work with these students. We also need to have professional development so that our teachers are learning these best practices to teach struggling readers. We also need to identify teachers who are doing a good job of working with these struggling readers and give the teachers ample time to collaborate and share best practices with their colleagues. So we have to take this issue head on. It has to be a priority for the entire community. The faith-based communities have been doing a really good job of working with, for example, the immigrant population transitioning into our city, providing tutoring services and other types of support services that kind of normalize the families so they can focus on learning.
So Mr. Laude, I had heard a story of you going out to the west side of Chicago and you were working with some kids out there and some gunfire broke out. Like, I heard it was an actual shootout, and you jumped out of the car to protect the children, to get the children to safety. I mean, that story should have made the papers here in Evanston. That was phenomenal to hear about. So can you tell us more about what happened that day? What were you doing out there? What was going on?
Malika, you're about to get me in trouble. I hope my wife isn't watching this. Well, this is what we do. I mean, that type of incident doesn't happen every day, but I work in in an area where there are a lot of oftentimes violent incidents that happen. The students are in jeopardy coming to and from school, and we know how much they look forward to coming to us at the school during the school day. It's a safe haven, and a lot of them, they come with a purpose and they want something out of life. So you would never want a child's life to end without ever having fulfilled purpose. So that was just an automatic reaction. Actually, I ran out of the school building. Mm-hmm. On that day, we had the Art of Evolution Theater Group coming in to work on Afrofuturism and Why Black Lives Matter, that play, which will be put on at the school during Black History Month. So that was an incident that happened. I just out of natural reaction and in an effort to protect my students, to make sure everyone was okay, safe and sound, I just ran out and made sure that all the students came back into the building. It's what we do. It doesn't happen every day, and my wife, I hope, is not watching this.
That was serious bravery. That kind of character and courage is definitely something that we need at every school. At every school. So,
Well, the hope is that these types of things don't happen anywhere. And so, if I'm given the opportunity to serve on the board, I'll be new to the board, but not new to education. For the past 26 years, I've been an educator, of which the past 10 years I've been a high school counselor in the inner city, where I've worked on improving outcomes for students who come into high school not performing at grade level. I'm actually a product of District 202, and should I have the honor of serving on the board, I will advocate for all the children of the district, those who are high performing and those who are struggling learners.